I have Chef Clevland from Mobile, Alabama. That's about to prep a meal for us and everything today. If y'all like to stay tuned, tune in what we about to do. As I introduce Clevland who he is, like Clevland, do you mind kind of tell people who he is and everything?
Hey, good people. It's Chef Cleveland, man. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. I run the business, The Lost Spoon. It's a personal chef and meal prep service. And today we got a little meal that we're going to cook. Malcolm has invited me to get down.
Now, Cleveland, what made you want to be a chef? Like, what was your aspects on cooking and everything like that as well?
What made me want to be a chef, man? Growing up, got the chance to see my grandmother's cook. I got to see my mom cook, and it was just something about, seeing them actually get in the kitchen and when they cook for people and just how they felt, It was an amazing feeling to see how people felt, Now, this was my initial thing that I wanted to do, man. I actually was playing football. I went to undergrad at Alabama A&M.
Go Bulldog.
Yeah, and I was more of just basically, chasing that football dream.
Okay.
But at that time, it found the point to where I got bored, and I really had to, find out what I wanted to do. I went to culinary school. I went in Nashville, Tennessee. I went to the International Culinary School at the Art Institute.
Okay. Now you about culinary art school. Like, did it take you a lot of time to finish? Like, how does culinary art school different from going to an undergrad or 4-year program?
Well, basically, I did go undergrad at A&M, but I ended up transferring 48 hours before I actually graduated with my bachelor's in business management.
Okay.
But then, I found to where, okay, I really want to cook, but, I didn't know the route. So I came to Nashville, researched schools, and found the International Culinary School at the Art Institute. And it took me actually 2 years because I had a lot of credits to actually transfer and graduating in culinary management. Growing up, man, I was a fan of Emerald, man, believe it or not, man. And him saying, bam, and all different types of, sound effects, seeing him actually cooking, seeing how people draw to his food, it just had me excited, man, and, I just wanted to further my culinary school skills. I wanted to be more like him, just truthfully. That's what I grew up on.
Man, as I was little, my grandma always tell me to eat right and try to eat a healthy lifestyle. How important is it to eat right and to maintain a healthy lifestyle about what you eat, about your cooking and everything? They say a lot of fat, that's a lot of greasy food is bad for you. So can you explain to me about that and everything like that?
I think it's very important to actually eat healthy, man. I look at it as this: we spend our money on things, as far as clothes, shoes, cars. We invest in those things, but we also have to invest in ourselves. I'd rather, me investing in my pocket than investing in my health and losing. I would rather, my pockets go out to where I can go out and shop. Go out and work to earn more money, and then my health to depreciate,
Because when you're dead and gone, you can't buy the things you want to do.
Portion control is very important. A lot of times, on the eating healthy tip, a lot of people just get it misconstrued, and they don't know where to start. I suggest to basically try to get research, on your vegetables. Whether you go Google on seeing what different proteins are good for you, what different vegetables are good for you, and also your portion control. Depending on the size, who you are, you should try to see what your portion control may be.
A lot of people say meat is bad, so can you explain what type of meat we should eat and should eat throughout our daily basis and everything like that?
Let me say this, everybody has their actual preference on, the meats that they should eat. You should choose a lean protein. It should be a lean fish, lean chicken. Definitely try to stay away from the meats that have skin. I would limit my, red meat intake. But for me right now, not trying to push my diet or in what I'm on now, I'm away from meats right now.
Okay.
I've been trying something to, see to where I can get control of my weight and get down to the size that I actually want.
Okay.
I haven't actually set a goal, but I want to see to where I feel comfortable. You know what I mean?
I guess. And let me ask you another question. For us, what type of vegetables should we eat? To get a daily service portion, like what type of vegetables should we eat?
Definitely want to get with your water-based vegetables like asparagus, which we'll actually be using today, broccoli, kale, spinach. You definitely want to try to add greens, incorporate greens in everything you do. I try to incorporate my greens into everything that I eat, whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Okay.
Before as that, you building a proper plate, you choosing, whether it's a complex carb like your sweet potatoes, whether you eat your different root vegetables like parsnips, carrots, beets. Definitely try to incorporate those vegetables in your diet.
Okay. And is a lot of canned vegetables good, or should you get fresh and made?
I suggest, and my preference is either fresh or frozen.
Okay.
You have to think about all the preservatives that are actually in the canned vegetables and the things that they put inside the vegetables to keep them shelf stable.
A lot of people like drink wine with different type of food, like white wine, red wine. What's the best dry? Like what's white wine good for, and what's red wine good for as well?
So definitely, with this meal that we're actually making today, we're making a butternut squash and asparagus bulgur medley with sheet grouper. With this meal today, we could pair a white wine, whether it's a Chardonnay, whether it's a Pinot. If it was a red wine, I would try to pair those with more of a like pork or your steaks. I would pair a red wine with those as well. I'm going to get ready to actually build the base for the actual grouper and bulgur. So what I have now, asparagus. Definitely want to try it in my house, so I definitely try to incorporate vegetables. Basically, that's pretty much what we're eating, along with actual healthier grains that we choose. That's what we're actually eating now. Butternut squash, real nice and sweet. Some people compare it to like a sweet potato, and what I'll do, I'll add it in with the asparagus because I definitely want my asparagus to actually keep its texture.
Okay. Do you season your food a certain way, or like how do you test your ingredients throughout the process?
All about taste. I suggest that you taste everything you cook. I'm a fan of my food, so throughout you actually see me taste my food, but it's a part of your preference on whether some people like a lot of salt, some people don't like a lot of salt.
I know you said you're cooking asparagus, and what is it called again?
Butternut squash.
Butternut squash. That's never heard of before.
And some people compare it to like pumpkin. There's also different types of squash like acorn squash.
Okay.
There's different variety. You have your summer squash, spaghetti squash. There's a large variety.
Sometimes I know coming up in America, sometimes people try to limit us to just being in the box. But we talked about earlier from the show, got started like that. Can you tell people that you are not self-centered around one food, like you cook everything?
As far as cuisine, correct?
Yes,
so yeah, man. Some people do try to put you in the box. I went to the International Culinary School at the Art Institute. There was a wide variety of cuisines that we were taught, and one of my favorites is Latin. Latin cuisine, man. Chilaquiles, that's one of my favorites. I definitely like, fan favorites of, your enchiladas, your fajitas, tamales. I can make all of those.
You cook a lot of seafood, or just a lot of pretty much everything?
I can cook, name it, but my favorite seafood is grouper, halibut, sea bass. Those are some of my fish that I prefer also to be wild caught at that.
I love seafood. Like, can you explain to me? I never heard of it. Can you explain what grouper is? Like what is it and everything like that?
With the grouper, it's a nice white flaky fish.
Okay.
Very great texture for frying, grilling, whether you pan searing and actually finishing in the oven. It's a very versatile fish.
I know you said something about grilling. Is grilled food better than fried food, or how does that work out with the process and everything?
You have to think about it. When you're eating fried foods, it's submerged in the actual fat. So you just think about it. When it's grilled, your actual fats are compressing and coming loose from the actual whatever protein that you actually have, whether it's a pork, whether it's beef, whether it's chicken. You don't have to actually worry about it actually being submerged inside of another fat.
Okay.
All right, with this, we're almost close, man. I'm going to add some pomegranate to it. Very nice, sweet, and I also add it for texture. I also add some pine nuts, because our fish should be close. And what we're going to do, I'm going to pull the fish out so it can actually sit and rest. That's also very important, making sure when you actually cook a protein that you allow it to actually rest. And that allows, once you actually rest, That allows the actual meat to let all of its moisture to actually draw back in it. And so you won't, have a dry piece of meat. That's the same with your chicken, the same with your pork, with your beef. Allow that meat to actually rest after you cook it.
This is my first time I ever seen, like, I'm so much eating fried food. Now you had to expand my mind to try different things. Like, for me, I love to eat, like, what would be a good thing for me to eat coming home to like a daily meal, everything, like, as far as the meat, sides, the vegetables, type of thing like that. Like,
with your meats, your sides, and vegetables, you definitely want to just think about common plates, man. Like I said again, making sure you're incorporating the actual green inside your daily prep. Making sure you find a complex carb, or whether it's a sweet potato, or you can do brown rice, quinoa, spelt. Those are a lot of different grains that are very good for you. Barley, which is heart healthy. There's a lot of different varieties. And bulgur, which one we'll actually be using today.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do here, I took my mix that I made with the butternut squash, the apple crisp, honey apple crisp, apples. I have pomegranates, pine nuts, and asparagus. So I'll take that mix and I'll actually put that in the bowl.
How it's important for you to learn the business aspect also, like, as far as the money side, how to gain more people to come follow you, to get more business to it. Like how do you take on those steps and everything?
Basically, the business, part is very vital. Coming into business, I made some mistakes, early on being an entrepreneur, just stepping out. And let me tell you the truth about that story too, as well. Before I got my business, I was working in the restaurant. I worked sous chef at the property is called the Fontenelle Mansion, Fontenelle Attractions, old mansion of Barbara Mandrell. I worked there for 2 years. I was sous chef, and then I transferred over to the City Winery. Actually helped build that one in Nashville. Brought up under Chef Christian in that restaurant. But after I was working in the restaurant, and I had opened up my business.
Okay.
And it was a part of me knowing that why can I not, and people say it's not about money, but there is an end game, so it is about money in some aspects. But then I kind of really just stepped out on faith. I found my relationship with God when I first got to Nashville, so I stepped out on faith, and basically I trusted God. Like, I didn't know where to start, so I have made my mistakes coming up, but then I found the mentor. So he's guided me through, making sure, your taxes are in order, making sure you actually have an accounting.
Okay.
So those are very important things to have, to be, that I say for a business, especially being young and not knowing, and hadn't seen anybody become an entrepreneur,
I feel like what you just said is important for every business, having an accounting, a marketing system, that can help you brand out yourself, because you cooking, doing everything, I ain't gonna say it's hard, but you gotta maintain everything all at one time. So you need people that's good at marketing, finances,
definitely,
accounting, filming, and everything.
Definitely, and it's about surrounding yourself with people who are going to actually challenge you, people who are going to want the best for you. So because you really don't know who you're being an example for.
Right about that. So Clevland, as you prepare this meal, what type of fish is that? What type of fish are we eating today?
Like I said earlier, that's the actual red grouper. But before I actually finish, I'll add a little zest to this.
Okay.
A little lemon zest, and that'll give it a little tartness.
For all the ladies out here watching this, I hope y'all tuning in. Men too.
That's right. So what I'll do now, I'll take it. And what I'll do is I'll plate 2 identical plates. Don't that look good?
Yeah, it do. Hope y'all see this, y'all.
usually I pat it dry, but I'm going to actually set it on top so you can see. And there we are.
Friends and family, man, prepared a nice meal and everything. Like,
So my day-to-day services, I do in-home services.
Okay.
I have personal chef services that I actually do. Along with my personal chef services, I have a meal prep service where people can actually get on my website at thelawspoon.com, and that's thelawspoon, TheLawspoon.com, and go to the online ordering. I do a different menu every week.
Okay.
And there are 4 different options that I have. I have a paleo option, I have a high grain option, which I call the classic, a vegan and a vegetarian. So I try to cater to the need.
Okay.
But also with that, along with my services, I do private catering, whether it's a birthday party, a business event, whether it's a wedding reception. I can make sure I handle it all.
Before we go, anything you want to ask me for us? Question you got for me?
No question, man. The only question I'm gonna have for you is with this plate.
I'm finna test it. Let me get a spoon. I'm gonna get a spoon and try it out.
I'm gonna get you a fork and we're gonna see.
Okay.
All right, now you tell me what's going on.
Let me get this right here. A little very scrumptious. Yeah, I'm so used to eating soul food. I'm gonna try something new today. Proper etiquette. I cut the fish. I need something to drink now. Real good, y'all. I want y'all to book Cleveland. Anywhere. Gaston, Huntsville, Mobile, Anderson, Birmingham, Georgia. Man, it's good at what he do. He's a very good chef. My first time trying some food like this in my life. Well, Cleveland, anything you want to say before we leave, anything like that?
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at Chef Cleveland, on also on Instagram at The Lost Spoon. On Twitter, it's The Lost Spoon LLC. Check out my website at thelawspoon.com. That's basically it, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Go check me out. Tag your friends. Check out some of my food. Check out this video. And that's it.
Oh, this is good. I ain't lying to you. But I thank y'all for tuning in today. I thank I thank Brother Cleveland for coming on my show, preparing a meal for us, telling us how to eat a daily lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, and how what food to cook and not to cook and everything like that. He also explained about his business, the business part too as well. But y'all know where to find me at Stutter TV on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Abby Malcolm Jones. Make sure y'all follow Cleveland. I will bring them back, man. Next time, I want everybody to come out and get a meal on me next time. But anyway, though, I thank y'all for tuning in. I see y'all at 3 o'clock. We out.